Welcome back to the South Coast. Again, if you've already seen the Portsmouth episode, and for the first time, if you haven't. If you haven't, then if you pop over there, you'll know why I'm wearing a purple hoodie and why it's taken so darn long to get this episode to you. If you have already seen that, then you'll know all that, and we can continue, and we'll see what's happened to Southampton. Okay, now Southampton didn't need anywhere near the work, but as you can see, we actually did more deals. We had 14 players in, 33 players have left. I will point out an awful lot of those are under 21s and under 18s who left on a free and just weren't going to make it. So we will not be going through them individually, you'll be glad to hear. But we will now go through the important transfers in and out. Right, first one in, £3.1 million signing from Empoli. Another good youngster, 20 years old, Duccio degli Innocenti, who we have since shipped on out on loan to Wickham. And again, yeah, we've just got high hopes that he will come on and be a decent talent there. Probably in defensive midfield, maybe central midfield. Another good youngster, another Croatian, £6 million from Red Bull Salzburg for Roko Simic. He is a forward, and again we have loaned him straight back out. He's on loan out at Coventry, so hopefully he will get some good experience in the Championship. Looks like he has played a couple of games for them and has played and scored in the Carabao Cup as well. So yeah, hopefully they can give him plenty of game time and he will come on leaps and bounds this year. Okay, Stefan Lekovic, who is a centre-back, I think we'll probably be looking to use him at. Serbian, 19 years old, £3 million from Grafica, or however you say it. I'm not entirely sure of Serbian pronunciation, not surprisingly. We've sent him out on loan to Ross County, who are an affiliate side of ours, so we've got a few at Ross County. Hopefully they'll use him a bit and he'll develop a little bit more. Plenty of potential in Lekovic. Now this was a more major signing. Again, Croatian. I mean, we have basically half of Croatia seems to live and work in the Southampton area now. £6 million from Dinamo Zagreb. First choice goalkeeper. And part of the reason I wanted him was because he's that little bit better than Bazunu, and of course McCarthy and Caballero were going to be on their way out the door. And he's professional, so I want Bazunu to learn from him and be mentored by him. And obviously in the meantime he's more than capable of slotting in and playing well enough, certainly for our purposes, in goal. 41 Croatian caps. You may indeed remember him from the World Cup, where he was involved in Croatia's penalty shootouts, making Brazilians cry, which is always nice. And the last one before the season sort of ticked over was Alan Maturo, who is another Uruguayan youngster from Defensor Sporting, and like the other one, we sent him basically straight back on loan to Defensor Sporting. So hopefully they will continue playing him. And he's another centre back with very good potential, some not bad attributes already, and I mean mentally, hopefully he'll come on. And obviously when he gets here, we'll probably just loan him out to someone else as well. So, but yeah, another good youngster for us to develop. Right, yet another Croatian, again from Dinamo Zagreb, this time £2.5 million. So Dinamo Zagreb have earned a lot of money from us this close season. And 19 years old, again he's gone out on loan to Göztepe, who are our Turkish affiliate side, and we've got about 4 or 5 on loan there, and he does seem to be playing for them. He's got a goal already, so again, yeah, it's just a good chance for him to go out, get some experience, improve, and probably for the next couple of years we'll be looking to sort of do that. But yeah, we're going to use sort of like Göztepe as like a stepping stone to to improve players and get them experience. Now, Roberto Gagliardini, you hopefully all remember fondly. He did well when he was here. They complained we weren't playing him in the position that they wanted him played. Inter took him back. We got him on an out of contract deal, and yeah, he is currently backing up in the box-to-box midfielder role. He's backing up James Ward-Prowse at the moment, but he is a more than capable deputy, and I'm more than happy to plug him in at pretty much any position in that central midfield, sort of defensive midfield area. He is very good, and we are very happy to have him. We had some enormous fun and games with people bidding for players, and we'll come on to who Jakub Kivior here is part of the replacement plan for later. But yeah, he's only 23. He's got a bit of improvement in him again. Cost us just over 5 million from Spezia, and again some very solid attributes, numbers, excellent mentals, good physicals. Got a bit more pace than some in the squad. So he has actually been starting at the back for us so far. So yeah, and I'm happy with the way he's slotted in. Now, this was a big outlay, 17.5 million from Rangers, and I just wanted an improvement at left back because Perro is okay, but he's not brilliant. Dummett I wanted out. Larios is not quite ready yet. So we went out and we bought Ridvan Yilmaz, who sadly has actually gone down injured, as you can see here, and he's out for 2 to 3 weeks still. So we're not going to see him in the league yet, but again, he's got some improvement in him. He's only 22. He's Turkish international. So yeah, again, very high hopes for him. We're looking forward to see what Ridvan can do when he actually gets fit. Now, Boško Šutalo was another part of the replacement plan for the fella I'm going to tell you about who has left shortly. And again, Dinamo Zagreb, I mean, they have minted it from us. Another 5 million for this lad. And again, good quality ball-playing defender. He's behind the likes of Kivior and Bednarek, who is back from his loan. And Aston Villa did not go for the option to sign him, thank goodness. I'm very pleased they didn't. And yeah, again, 23 years old, potential to improve, decent as it is. So yeah, a very useful squad depth player. Now, this lad basically came in as a replacement for someone, and again, I will get onto who he replaced when we do the outs. But yeah, again, I mean, he's 26, so and there's not really much in the way of improvement there. But I mean, he trains well, he's consistent, and he is solid. He's a backup. A central midfielder on attack is the position we're probably going to use him in. But yeah, he will be handy to come in and just there for the depth of the squad. This was a deadline day signing, and it kind of happened because Sekou Koita started rocking the boat a little bit, and I was not overly keen on having. I did try and get rid. You'll see what happened to him in a bit. But then following Balogun here, who is actually oddly American and Nigerian, and I think he might have a bit of English in there as well, eligibility. £18 million from Arsenal, 13.5 up front and add-ons. But I mean, if you look at these attributes, he's got good finishing. He's rapid. His mentals are already pretty decent for what he wanted to do. So, and he likes big matches, which it has to be said, Che Adams does not. So Balogun might get the nod in some of those bigger games. Very happy with that signing. The wage was a bit more than I like, but I just we had the wage to spare, so I thought, what the hell. Also on deadline day, £600,000 overall. It's less than that up front, but again, there's add-ons on this one. To Manchester United for Sam Mather, who 18 years old, good potential, again potentially Premier League standard, and we're looking at probably having him as an inverted winger on the left. although he's reasonably strong on his left foot as well, so we could play him as something else out there or put him elsewhere. So, but yeah, he's one to come on. I will be looking at probably trying to loan him out in the near future. We couldn't get a loan arranged for him because of how late we signed him on deadline day. And another late signing on deadline day was Tom Bischoff here, who is central midfielder in the attacking role. Already got some pretty good technicals and mentals there. Lacks the physicals a bit at the moment, but is only 18 years old, has a lot of potential for just over 3 million. Another one I was very happy to be bringing in. Okay, the only one who went out the door before the season ticked over was Jake Vokins here, who we got 150,000 for from Forest Green, and never looked like he was ever going to be good enough for us, so happy to take that money. Okay, Moy Elyounoussi left us on a free at the end of the season. He's gone to Levante in Spain, and yeah, I think we've happily replaced Moy. He wasn't getting much in the way of game time out there, and you know, good luck to him. He's been a good servant to Saints, so hope he does well in Spain. Jack Stevens came back to us from loan last season, and I kind of almost got to the point where I was looking at playing him as a defensive midfielder, but we ended up loaning him out to Burnley. He is out of contract with us at the end of this season, and I just didn't want to be paying his wages, which annoyingly went up 20% because some blithering idiot put that in his contract. So that was a big lot of the reason I was happy to loan him out and not have to pay all of his wages. Paul Dummett, as you probably remember from the last episode, well, long ago that it was, we were looking at shipping on, and he has actually gone to Bournemouth. I can only see him sliding backwards at this point in his career. So yeah, we got some money for him while we could. Got 2.1 million, which is worth less than now. So looks like we've done a decent bit of business there. Right, Moussa Djenepo was one of our major moves. We got him out of the door for 9 million to Mönchengladbach. Whilst he is pacey, doesn't have an awful lot else going for him. He can dribble, and that's kind of it, really. Nothing else really is much above a 12 here that actually counts for much in terms of actually playing the game. So yeah, pacey and can dribble, doesn't do a lot else. So I was happy to get 9 million for him. Alex McCarthy has joined Dummett at Bournemouth, and again, just happy to get him off the books. Got just over 100 grand for him, which, you know, at the age of 33, for basically, well, what we would consider a backup, they seem to be starting him. Good luck to him, basically. Mohamed Salisu has gone to Chelsea, eventually. This was one hell of a saga. They came in with a bid for him. I had no real plans to sell him at the time. I managed to push them up to like £30 million. And then I went out and got the two, like the replacements. And then I get a word from Salisu saying, oh no, I've turned Chelsea down. I was like, why? Why are you turning Chelsea down, you absolute muppet? So then there was a whole thing of trying to loan him out, and I had loan offers come in, and he turned them down, or they fell through somehow. I can't remember exactly now. And then by this point, I was just so miffed with him, and I had his replacements kind of in already. I was like, right, well, you're getting sold. Put him on the transfer list again. Chelsea came in for him again. I accepted it again. I mean, that 31 million, I think, includes a few add-ons. And this time, he signed for them. And as you can see, he has left. Another big exit was Ibrahima Diallo, who, again, I had no real plans to sell. And then suddenly got an offer. Managed to push Feyenoord up to nearly 13 million in the whole deal combined. Yeah, wasn't overly planning on pushing him out the door, but having received that deal and signed his replacement, who's just about as good, in my opinion, for about half the price that we got for him. And the last big deal that went out the door, and this is why Colombato, this is why we signed him, because Will Smallbone, we suddenly got an offer from Rangers. I pushed them up to 7 million all told. They went for it. And yeah, then all of a sudden he needed replacing, because he was basically my backup central midfielder on attack behind Morlanes. But that is the role that Colombato will now play. So one or two other bits and a load of people who left us on frees and loanees going out to various places aside, which I won't bother you with. All that has left us with a good 24 million in the transfer kitty, 20 million in the bank, 4 million nearly in wages spare. So we are set. Should we need to sign anyone in January, we will be able to, but I'm hoping we won't need to. So with that all gone through, let's have a look, see how we started the season. Okay, we started away to Newcastle, and by God, we were awful. I mean, that goal had been coming for nearly the hour it took to get there, and then Saint-Maximin scored shortly afterwards, and again a few minutes later they tore us apart again. Wilson nodding in their third, and frankly, I mean, looking at this, you can see we just did not do anything. We didn't get any XG until like sort of 50 odd minutes into the game, and yeah, we were awful. We deserved to lose. There's not a lot else to say about that one. None of which gave me much confidence going away Brentford, and yes, we did start with 2 away games for no apparent reason, but Andreas Schelderup, our little wonder kid, tucked that nice finish in on 69 minutes. Good lad. And yeah, we were not great first half. We were second best. I shouted at them a little bit and told them to start shooting better, which they shot more, let's put it that way. But as you can see, we basically seemed to close Brentford down pretty much after about the 50-minute mark. They did almost nothing after that, and it was pretty much all us. So I think on balance, I mean, yeah, I mean, especially with the XG, I think on balance we deserved that win. We were good value for it, rather. I don't like the word deserved. Not in those terms. You deserve to win if you score more goals. It's that simple. Carabao Cup second round game. Unfortunately, we got away Villa, which I was not happy with as a draw. And Koita, who had been yapping on about wanting to play more, tucked home the opener despite his injury. Danny Ings then equalised, of course he did, against Southampton. Despite having been told to mark him, Ings then scored again, and in a bit of a mental sort of last 2 or 3 minutes of the half overall, Dowell then equalised deep into injury time at the end of the first half, but that wasn't it, because Edozie decided to keep that ball in for no reason. Cash crossed it back across. Ings completed what I believe was his hat-trick. So, yeah, you would think Southampton players would know that Danny Ings was a thing, but apparently not. To be fair, I did play kind of a reserve side, and I mean, generally speaking, I mean, the second half was, I mean, they didn't do a single thing XG wise in the second half. We didn't do that much. We dominated the play, but didn't ever really look like getting back into the game, and I can't really complain at the defeat. All of which, obviously only 2 games into the start of the season, has left us 11th, 1 place below the team that slaughtered us. But I'm hopeful that we've got enough about us that we'll be there or thereabouts in the mid-table. Disappointing to be out of the Carabao Cup already. We've got the FA Cup to look forward to. But yeah, this will be a season where we're just hoping that our young players come on a bit, and that we don't get embroiled in a relegation battle. I think it's probably going to be mainly about getting Portsmouth back out of League 2 this season and hoping that Saints don't do anything stupid. So, as you can see, a hell of a lot has happened, but thank you for joining me through all this. I will try and keep the episodes coming. I will plug on with the season and keep you updated. Hopefully, I might well do just the goals in all the games we play sort of quickly, and maybe a live con one. But I may just leave it as the goals and just to keep you updated and keep the episodes coming out so that you know what's going on, and there's not a massive gap like there has been this time. But thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for joining me. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you whenever next time is. Bye bye.